Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be making a budgeting video, kind of. I'm going to talk about how to save money and budget your money as a military couple. If you guys are new to my channel, me and my husband are both, I'm 20 and my husband is 19 and he is in the Air Force. And I have recently gotten some questions on my channel and on my videos about making different videos about being a military spouse and how do we save money, different things like that. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to title this video, but I do know that I'm going to talk about budgeting and saving your money. So if you would like to know more about this, then let's get right into the video. I wanted to kind of make a little disclaimer that I don't want people to feel like I'm judging you if you do the opposite of the things I'm advising in this video. Your money is your money and you can do with it what you want. This is just what I personally, me and my husband personally choose and follow. And we are trying to save money to have for our future, sorry, that's my phone, to have for our future and for our future children and things like that. So these have helped me and I hope that I can help some of you. So I have kind of 5 points here and I wrote down some little notes. So if I'm kind of all over the place, I'm trying not to be, but hopefully this video won't be too long, so let's get into it. My first tip is to live within your means. Personally, my husband and I choose to have one car. We are a one-car family. Now we don't have any children or pets or anything, so it's just me and him. And so we just make it work. We have a used car that is paid off, so we have no car payment, and our car insurance is really cheap. I think for the two of us, and we only have like partial coverage. We don't have full coverage because it's not a new car or anything. And we live in Ohio and we have Geico, and we only pay like a little bit more than $60 a month, which is really good. We also have military discount. You can get military discount a lot of places that you don't even think would have military discount. So make sure you ask, because I always ask just to make sure. But yeah, so living within your means, I kind of just mean like don't buy things that you don't have the money for. For example, if my husband and I wanted to have a second car, we could definitely afford to buy a second car and pay insurance on it and have a car payment, but that can add like $300+, sometimes even $500 or more depending on what kind of car you get, per month to your bills, and we save a lot of money that way. Another thing I wrote is clothing and jewelry and things like that. If you're not making that much money, and if your husband or wife is an airman, you know that we don't make that much money. So you don't need to buy the designer brand purse or like the really nice shoes, like the expensive things. Like if you don't have the money for it, you don't need to buy it. And I know like my husband and I, we shop at really affordable places. Like TJ Maxx has really cute clothes, Target, even Walmart has some cute stuff if you look. I have a lot of Walmart workout clothes. You can find really affordable options to fit within your budget if you are looking to buy clothes or shoes or jewelry and things like that. Another thing is going out. My husband and I do go out with our friends and do things like on the weekends and stuff, but we try to limit it, especially during the week. We try not to do things during the week, like go out to eat and things like that, just to save money. And again, we don't have kids, so we do kind of have a little bit of extra spending money, but if you don't have that extra money, you really need to limit that and watch what you're spending, because things can add up. Number 2 is save as much as you can without being broke. Now, I've filmed this video once before and I didn't really like how it turned out, so I'm trying to kind of condense my points together. But basically, when my husband was in tech school, I did live down in Texas where his tech school was, but he was not able to live with me because his tech school wasn't long enough. So I basically got to live pretty much rent-free. We were very blessed to have an opportunity for me to live with some family friends down in Texas. So it was just like a really big blessing, and that doesn't really happen a lot. But basically, we got to save a lot of money because I worked full-time and Devin was getting paid. He was in tech school. We saved a ton of money, but now that we live in Ohio and we're stationed here, we have a lot more bills, and so we are not able to save. We save like a fourth of what we were able to save before, which is fine, but sometimes my husband and I have a hard time with knowing that at one time we were saving this much a paycheck and now we're able to save this much a paycheck, but you can't like suffer, I guess. Like don't put so much money away that you can't afford to go out to eat with your friends like one night during the week, and stuff like that. Like, you deserve to be able to do fun things, so don't like kill yourself trying to save so much money, because sometimes my husband and I have problems with realizing that we can't save as much as we used to be able to. But also, we put money away as soon as he gets paid. So as soon as he gets paid, and I pretty much handle the finances, however it works in your marriage or relationship. As soon as he gets paid that day, I will go on to our banking app or get on the computer, and I will transfer money to our savings account, and we don't touch it. So it's basically like we didn't even see it, and we've done it like that since he left for basic training. So that has really worked for us. That way you're not like waiting till the end and like being like, oh, well, it's there so I can use it, and you're not really paying attention, and then you end up spending what you were supposed to be saving. So if you see what I mean. So that's what we do. My third point is make money as a military spouse. I personally just today got a job, yay! And sometimes it can be hard as a military spouse to find jobs, especially when you're moving around so much. We are only here for 9 months, and so it's kind of like, and I was only in Texas for 5 months, so it was like, what jobs are gonna want me for only a short amount of time, you know? So it's kind of hard. I worked in a daycare in Texas, and it worked great for me. The hours were perfect. I got weekends off, holidays, everything, so I was able to spend as much time with my husband as I could. I actually just got a job today at the YMCA. I'm working in childcare, so that really works well. Also, we've been here like 2.5 months, and I've been babysitting. You can find spouse pages for your base that you and your husband or you and your wife are stationed at, and I just put on there, hey, my name is Victoria, you know, we just moved here. I'm looking to babysit if anyone needs like date night or like a part-time nanny, or if you want to be a nanny. There's a lot of opportunities on the military spouse pages for things like that. And I also put myself on care.com, which I've gotten some babysitting jobs from there. You can just put yourself out there, and I promise that people will respond to you, because people are always needing babysitters, and I have been able to help us save money that way. Also, a lot of military spouses do things like selling LuLaRoe, Pampered Chef, Scentsy, things like that from your home. That way, if you have children, you can work from home. And people, if you're like really dedicated and you're really good at it, people can make a lot of money that way. That's not something I would personally do, because I'm not like a saleswoman type of person, but it works really well for some people. My fourth tip is to make a budget and stick to it. And this can seem very simple, but sometimes when you write down on paper like what your bills are, how much you're spending for each thing, and look at like what you're really spending, it can be a little bit overwhelming to be like, oh, we only have, there's a bird at my window. It can be a little bit overwhelming to be like, oh, well, we only have this much money left over for the whole entire month. But it's really good if you write it down that way. For example, we make a budget for grocery shopping every month, and I spend $75 a week at the grocery store. Now, that might seem a little bit much or not enough for some people. Some people spend way more, some people can spend way less, but you do get money per month for food from the military, and we take advantage of that. We spend around $300 a month on groceries. We try to. Now, we get a little bit more than that, and I'm not sure if that's like a universal amount that everyone gets, but I do know that we get like and my husband is an E2, so we get like 360 something around that. I could be wrong, but it's something around there a month for food. So we try to spend only 300, and then the rest kind of we use for like eating out and things like that, so we have a little bit of wiggle room. Also, we make a budget for gas. We make a budget for our rent. Obviously, that's not something we can like set ourselves, but we just write everything down so we can see like what our bills are every month, and that really helps. My last tip is to cut costs where you can. My husband and I do not have cable. I think that that's something that's really easy to do nowadays. There's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Amazon, Fire Sticks, things like that. There are a lot of ways that you can get around not having cable. We use Devin's mom's Netflix, and we use his aunt's Hulu, so eventually we will most likely have to get our own, but for now that's just what works for us. So we bought Roku TVs, which if you guys know what I'm talking about, I'm sure that you do, but they have Roku sticks that you can stick into TVs, but they also make Roku TVs, and they're really awesome. They're pretty cheap. We got a 55-inch for like under $400, which I think is a pretty good deal. So just examples like that. We try not to eat out. During the week, we definitely try not to eat out because I always make a meal plan, which is my other thing I had written down. I make a meal plan for every week when I go to the grocery store, and that's another video that people have been commenting about, is me making like a, oh, the bird is back, is me making like a meal prep video. And because when I do my grocery hauls, I say like, oh, this is something I'm making for this week, or this is for this recipe. And so I really want to do a video like that. If you want to see that, make sure you let me know down in the comments. But yeah, so I plan out what we're going to eat for the week, and so that kind of like gives me motivation, because I bought that food to make those meals, like, oh, I need to use this so it doesn't go bad and we don't waste our money. So the weekends we do eat out some, but we try not to like go crazy. So that's all I had written down, and I'm sure that there are plenty of more things that I could give you guys advice on. I am a new military spouse. My husband has only been in for a little under a year. Next month is his like 1-year anniversary. So I don't know everything, obviously, but I do know a lot from what we've experienced in this last year. So if you guys want me to make any more videos about military life or being a military spouse or things like that, just let me know down in the comments. And I hope that you guys liked this video. This is kind of like my first video like this, so I don't know how it's gonna really turn out, but I hope you guys liked it, and I hope I could help some of you. And yeah, if you guys have any video suggestions, let me know. I will leave my social media down below if you guys want to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, or Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!